Hey everybody, it's Gary here. And one of the common questions I always get is, what is the best Hudl alternative? And I've been a critic of Hudl. I have done a lot of reviews of Hudl. You can go to soccerpro.com. You'll see a whole bunch of reviews and videos that we've done on the Hudl product. So a lot of people are always asking me, what is the best alternative to Hudl? And obviously for soccer, I say it's Soccer Pro, right? That's pretty obvious. For football, I always tell people, look, Soccer Pro is great for soccer. Hudl is really good for football. If you're looking for the best alternative to Hudl and you're a football team, well, frankly, you're going to struggle a little bit. Okay, they are really a good program. I mean, they started out in football, they know football, they specialize in football, they named their company after football. So when you're looking for a product that is going to be really good at football, well, it's going to be a company that's named after football, isn't it? And the same thing goes with Soccer Pro. When you're looking for software that's really good for soccer, well, you should probably go with the soccer software that is named after soccer. Soccer Pro for soccer, Hudl for football. So finding a good Hudl alternative, finding the best Hudl alternative software is not going to be easy if you're in the football sport. Now, obviously, the cost of Hudl is very high, so there's probably a lot of people out there looking for the best Hudl alternative, but again, you're going to struggle to find it. You're almost better off saying, look, this is it. This is the price we have to pay if we're a football team and we want to have some good software that all the youth football coaches are using. Well, it's probably going to be Hudl, and now we need to go out and find a way to raise the money to afford to be able to pay for Hudl. If you are looking for soccer software, again, that changes the whole equation. That changes the pricing equation. It changes the answer to the question, what is the best Hudl alternative? Because again, you find a product that fits your sport. You go with the product that's probably named after your sport. That's really a good indicator that you are with the right software product or the right product in general. You don't go to Dick's Sporting Goods and ask for the right football or the right soccer ball for the opposite sports. If you're in baseball, you get a baseball mitt. It just makes sense, right? Our equipment is named after our sport. Our software is named after our sport. So Soccer Pro for soccer, that's the best Hudl alternative. Football alternative, well, that one's gonna be tough. It's just unfortunate, but now you end up having to just take software and kludge it together. You can take iMovie, you can make the plays, you can make the playlists, you can get it posted up into YouTube. It's just not as good. It's free. It's no doubt it's free, but it's not going to be as good. You're going to work harder. It's not going to integrate. It's not going to share. You're not going to be able to do all the things you can do with Hudl. Same thing with Soccer Pro. If you want to use just a regular video editor, you can do that. We include a video editor, and it makes it really easy to create your highlights, to create your coaching videos, to do your telestration. There's really no software out there that is going to do everything that Soccer Pro does in the easy way that it does it. And it's the same thing with Hudl. There's nothing out there that's going to be as easy to use to give you the same feature set as what you're going to get with Hudl. Sure, you can make video, you can edit video, you can chop video out, you can make highlight videos. You can put them on YouTube and you don't need Hudl at all. You don't need Soccer Pro at all. But when you have a nice players page, when you've got the focus animation, when you have the transitions, when you have everything done with one click, it sure is a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to use. It just makes everything more convenient. And when you have a players page, now all of a sudden, all those highlight videos that you have, they are there for a purpose. They're there so you can get recruited into college, right? So instead of having to go off and create a video for YouTube and then post it, and then create another video for YouTube and post that one to a separate link, and somehow in the description, or maybe you create a website, or maybe you put your bio info in your video, that's all possible. But it sure is a lot easier just to go into Soccer Pro, put your highlight videos in, put your playlist in, have one main video and then have your playlist off to the side. And then you can put your bio information down below and it all becomes searchable when coaches come to Soccer Pro. Not to mention that they can then message you right through the Soccer Pro account, so you don't have to worry about putting your email out there. You don't have to worry about putting your phone number out there, having other people get a hold of that information and then start spamming your email or texting you, calling you, whatever the case might be. You are in control when you're using a Soccer Pro players page. Well, let's bounce back to Hudl, because that was really the point of the question. What is the best Hudl alternative, right? We're looking for the best alternative to Hudl for football, maybe for soccer. I think you know my feeling on football. You're gonna have a hard time doing that. When you look at the best alternative for soccer, again, Soccer Pros for soccer, Hudl's for football. So that pretty much tells you everything right there. But I want to bring up one other important point, because I got on the topic of players pages. And when you start looking at players pages and you start looking at, why am I making highlight videos to begin with? Why am I spending this money on Hudl? Well, a big part of it is fun, okay? It's always fun to show off your highlights. I mean, everyone likes showing off their highlights. But a big part of it is for college recruiting. If you want to get recruited into college, if you're trying to get a scholarship to get into college, if you just want to play ball to get into scholarship, at some point you have to show these college coaches what you are. You know, how do you play? What do you look like in a game? What kind of defense do you play? What kind of offense do you play? What kind of teams are you up against when you're putting up these numbers? They don't want to just see that, hey, I'm the best scorer. They want to know that you're scoring against tough teams. And smart college coaches can take one look at your videos in a very small amount of time, and they can see whether the competition you're playing is weak, whether it's strong, whether you're putting up these numbers against, really tough kids, or if you're just putting up numbers against some scrub league. I mean, obviously, if you're in the rec team and you're putting up some big scoring numbers, well, who cares? Nobody cares. It's a rec team, it's a rec league. So what? I can put up big numbers against a rec league and, I'm not that good. So, when you start comparing what's the best alternative to Hudl for players pages, you got to know this, because this is a deal killer when it comes to Hudl. What they do in their highlight pages, I don't really want to call it a players page because it's more like a highlight page, but what they do in their highlight page is they will put video commercials in front of your video, which is insane. I mean, I recorded this on video. It's in one of my other Hudl review videos, but it's insane that they will take their commercials and put them in front of your videos, and not just one, but they'll put them in front of a whole bunch of your videos. In fact, when I did the video review, out of the 5 videos I clicked, only one didn't have a commercial in front of it. So that's a killer. I mean, no college coach is going to hang out and wait for all those video commercials to play just so they can watch your highlights. I mean, they might, but you better be really good to get them to hang out and watch those commercials. Now, the other thing that I really found to be a turnoff, when you go to those pages, the highlight pages, even if they don't show a video, I mean, right when you show up, they are putting these kind of nasty advertisements. It's like the ones I saw were about vaping, and these kids were all scarred up. They had these big scars on their face. I mean, they were all disfigured. And it's really not the great impression that you want when someone shows up on your webpage. And it's not really your webpage, but it's your content. I mean, you're sending people there, you're utilizing that service. You're expecting those people to go to that page and watch your video. But all of a sudden, they see these disfigured, scarred kids, and it just sets the wrong tone. It's not the right tone for, I'm here to celebrate sports, I'm here to celebrate soccer. What we're really seeing is something you don't want to see. I mean, it's heartbreaking and all, but you just don't want to see it. I mean, you just don't. So between these disfigured face ads, between the video ads in front of your video highlights, it's really a bad atmosphere. It's a really bad thing to create. It's a bad atmosphere for the coaches to go to watch your highlight videos. Again, you go to a Soccer Pro players page, there's nothing there. There's no related videos about other kids, other sports, no scarred, disfigured people, no video ads in front of your player highlights, okay? That's the type of thing you want to send to a college coach. Now, keep in mind, the nice thing about the players page, again, as an alternative to, let's say, YouTube, is you get to send one link and it's personalized to you. So it's your personalized page. You send one link repeatedly. And here's a secret about getting recruited into college. All these coaches forgot your name the minute they learned it. They forget about you because they have games, they have practices, they've got a very busy schedule. So what it takes to get recruited, and this is true for college soccer and many other things, but what it's going to take is repetition. You can't just send one video highlight and say, I'm done. Okay, well, I got it, or I didn't get it. Well, the odds are you're not going to get it, but it's not because of you, it's because of the situation. You have to send repetition. They have to keep seeing you over and over and over again. So you want to send them the same link. You want to send them one link, the same link, and every time they go back there, they go, oh yeah, I remember this boy, or I remember this girl, and she's a great defender, or she had that great player, whatever the thing is that they remember about you, it will get back to the forefront of their mind instead of being forgotten. So you want to have this players page, you want to have one place for these college coaches to go. You want them to see you over and over and over again. And then every single time you have a new game, all you have to do is drop a email or a text message, depending on how that coach wants to be contacted, usually email, probably not text. But, again, each coach is different. So find out what they want and then do it the way they want. But if you're going to send them a text message or an email, well, now you can just say, hey, Coach XYZ, I just uploaded my latest DA game against, Michigan Hawks. Okay, here's the link. Boom. Every single time you send them the link, even though it's the same link, and, you sent it 40 times before that, they forgot it 40 times. They forgot your name 40 times. You have to keep going back at them time after time after time after time. Now, keep in mind also, their situation changes. They may not want you on their team. They may not need you on their team because they already have a great player on that roster spot. So they're looking for, a striker and you're a defender, or you're a defender and they're a striker, whatever. They just may not need what you are, even though they like you. So what ends up happening, of course, is that someone changes their commitment. Someone changes their desire to play the game. Somebody gets injured, and all of a sudden, that roster spot as a striker that used to be filled is no longer filled, and now they need someone, right? And because you keep going back after them, you are on the forefront of their mind. So when they need that person, they're like, oh yeah, I got that, really great player. I didn't need her before because we had more strikers than we could, possibly imagine, but now we don't, okay? So that's another great reason why you want to keep sending things over and over and over again, because you have to have that repetition. You have to keep in mind that these coaches are forgetting you, not because you're not a great player, but because they are busy. And it's also human nature. It's why all advertising is repetitious, right? That's just the nature of humans. We need to see repetition. We need to be reminded over and over and over again. I mean, you do the same thing. You get to see ads over and over before you take action. Even if you like the product, that doesn't mean you're going to buy it today. Even if a coach likes you, that doesn't mean he's going to recruit you tomorrow. But that doesn't mean he won't recruit you 6 months from now, or 9 months from now, or a year from now. So anyhow, I'm off on a little bit of a tangent. We started this video talking about the best Hudl alternative. And again, let me summarize it real quickly. For football, there really isn't a great Hudl alternative. For soccer, well, Hudl's not a great alternative to begin with. Soccer Pro is really the solution, and Hudl's kind of your bad solution, or you may as well go to YouTube at that point because it's just not a good product for soccer. So Hudl for football, Soccer Pro for soccer. The alternatives are going to be iMovie and YouTube, or really, that's about it. So I hope this helps. I hope this answers your question. If you're looking for a Hudl alternative, this is probably the best Hudl alternative that I can come up with. All right, this is Gary, hoping you have a great day, and good luck on the pitch. I'll see you later. Bye.